Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Aaron Donald picks up his second sack of the afternoon. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, shame on them, Coach Davis. They went against your advice. They threw the football, and now they're backed up to punt this away.
They're actually fortunate. They went against my advice, but they didn't turn it over, right? No takeaway for the defense. They'll punt it now. They probably could have gained a few yards if they ran it, though, and helped out with field position.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Returnable here from the 38. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl.
I got him.
On first down, Locke. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On the ground, this is Williams. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Well, the jet sweep. This is Godwin. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Three down.
On 2nd and 1, Locke. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Locke. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. The kick by Joseph is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you have to...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb in there to bury him for a loss of 11. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And the pressure gets to him again. Aaron Donald getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
On the ready.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustment. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now on second and 13. McSorley gets this one to Hill. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, high 7. 45. Get up. 45. And ready.
Now back to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And got his man complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
We got 3. We got 3.
2nd and 4 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 35.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 35-yard line.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. 51. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Check 50. Check 50. Right here, guys. Mike 51. Mike 51. You run.
2nd and 11. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
I'll tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Check safety. Check safety. Pilot 64. Weak. Hey, Haywood. Now.
After the turnover, here's Locke. He's got his man on the crossing route. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Ready. 10-2 stop. Runs the mic. Watch one. Watch the screen. Pass. Go. I got motion, man. Me. I got this. Shoot.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lock. Now they go screen. It's complete. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
A big kick, 50 yards that time with a return of 4. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Christian Kirksey in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
Pick the edge. Go.
Back to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle.
He's checking. He's hard. Crash. Get it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 20 yards there on 3rd and 19 and an unlikely first down. They'll look to throw here on first down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Second and long. And this is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there. And it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. They set up the screen to Hill. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach? Rush coming, and he's taken down. D Ford. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Here we go. 50. Mike 50.
Throwing on first down is Locke. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Catch is made. It's Harmon. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Play that tight deep. Don't let him breathe, defense. Kill.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Here's a 2nd and 7. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
45, Mike, 45. Oh, you got deep? He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Get it. Back to throw now on first down. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 52 yards.
First down, Ravens.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
What you got, Andy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go, here we go. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. He got double up, double up. Check 30. Ready?
Here's McKissick. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. 2nd and 9 now. That's complete right around the 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Ravens on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run with McKissick. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
It just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
They'll look to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
Let's get it. 51 to Mike, boy. 51. You ain't doing nothing.
Hey, wahoo!
They'll set up a throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Hey, team 6, team 6.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Check 24, check 24.
Blue draw quarter. Bravo.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Miles Boykin there to make the grab. And the Ravens get a bit closer. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Hey, Delta.
2.
They'll look to throw again. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Ready?
Record.
Pilot, 64, weak.
On first down, Laird. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. Fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Yeah, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
Hey, Echo.
Here we go. One's the mic. Watch one. Watch one.
Hey, get it.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. The quick slant, good for 8 and a first. Locke now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Hey, Charlie.
So nice number one.
Ready?
Locke now on first down. Dancing to his left. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Hey, foxtrot.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Locke. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
6-6, pull it high. Hey, orbit. We grip.
Locke to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Yes.
Man, move it. You got to get that.
5.
Williams will try again. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
87's me. 87's me.
They'll run it with Williams. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Broncos push further out in front. The point after is good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A very solid gain of 27.
45.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Got him in. It's Brown. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. He'll get a couple yards on that one. And just like that, it's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. This will be caught by Brown. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down?
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Watch the out. Watch the out.
Ready?
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. Well, one win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.